Good evening, everyone. And you are watching the Live Today show here on CAN TV, Channel 21. We are also streaming live at cantv.org/hotline. Now, this is an interactive show, so you have the next 25 minutes to call in with your questions and comments, and we want to hear from you. So feel free to call the number at the bottom of your screen. That number is 312-738-1060. Again, that number is 312-738-1060. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Cherie, and I am your host of the Live Today show. I am also the founder of the Live Today Foundation, where our mission is to provide inspiration, joy, and free, yes, you heard me right, free compression garments to cancer survivors that are underserved and under-resourced living with lymphedema. I am so very grateful to be here with you on this evening. We really have some fantastic and exciting news to share with you. So I hope that you will stay tuned throughout the entire show because little tidbits will be coming out through the entire show, and you will not want to miss it. Now, for those of you that want to make sure that you're out here and you want to make sure that you will help and support the Live Today Foundation, we want you to go out to our website at www.live-today.org. Please feel free to email us with any of your questions and comments at info@live-today.org. And feel free to give us a call at 754-220-0234. Now, you're going to want to pay attention to that email address, info@live-today.org. If you know anyone who is in need of free compression garments, they are cancer survivors living with and struggling with how to live with lymphedema, and they are in need of compression garments. You just need to have them email us at info@live-today.org, and we will take real good care of them. Now, if you want to follow us on social media, we want you to follow us on social media, not if. This is really not an option, guys. I want you to get out there and follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at livetoday.org. That is livetoday.org. Now, as I stated before, we have some fantastic and some real exciting news to share with you. And I want to start with the very important announcement. And that is that the Live Today Foundation has joined forces with the Envision Life Foundation, another 501c3 nonprofit organization that is founded and it is ran magnificently by our co-producer, Ms. Karen Roberts. Her organization meets the needs and provides resources to cancer patients and their caregivers all along their cancer journey continuum. Well, the Live Today Foundation and the Envision Life Foundation have joined forces to actually, along with our playwright, the fantastic, magnificent Miss Beverly LaRue, our playwright has put together a representation of an inspirational play. And I want you guys to take a look at this. I want you to see the flyer right now. We are putting together and putting on a production. The production is entitled The New Me I Didn't Want to Be. It is sponsored by myself, Dr. Cherie Prentice, founder of the Live Today Foundation, and also creator and host of the Live Today show, and Ms. Karen Roberts, founder of the Envision Life Foundation, as I stated before, another 501c3 nonprofit organization meeting the needs of cancer patients and their caregivers. Now, this play is a representation into the lives of 4 breast cancer patients and survivors and the caregivers who love them and who are inspired by their journey. It is a powerful story that has never been told quite this way before. And we felt that it was important to share the survivor perspective by actual survivors. Trust me, you and your loved ones will want to be a part of this inspirational, motivational, and life-changing theatrical production. I bet everyone at the sound of my voice is either a breast cancer patient, a survivor, a co-survivor, a caregiver, or you know someone who is. What a powerful and unforgettable way to hear the expressions of your heart that you felt but never spoke. To gain insight into a journey you've never quite understood, or to experience the freedom of finally being heard. Now, this memorable event will take place on October 6, 2019, in the auditorium of the Timothy Community Corporation, located at 4351 South Drexel Boulevard, here in Chicago, Illinois. You can get your tickets. They are available at Eventbrite, and I realize that this, let me see if I can zoom it in just a little bit more for you. I want you to be able to see that Eventbrite link. The Eventbrite is simply https:// the new me I didn't want to be .eventbrite.com. That again, that link is the new me I didn't want to be .eventbrite.com. Now you can do advance donations, or we'll also be taking donations at the door. You can get all of the information regarding what comes with your donations once you go to the Eventbrite link. And you do need to know that doors will open at 3 p.m. and our performance will begin at 4 p.m. We will have additional vendors that are on site, meeting the needs and providing individuals there with the tools necessary to live with and go through and celebrate going through a breast cancer diagnosis, treatment, and their caregivers and survivors that are also have been impacted by this devastating illness and disease. If you need more information, please feel free to contact 708-320-9009. You will be reaching Karen Roberts. When you do so, again, for more information, please feel free to contact Karen Roberts at 708-320-9009. Now, if you see down here at the bottom of this screen, look at this beautiful, fabulous cast that we have. Now, if anything can be said about a cast, if the beauty and the how handsome individuals are had any relevance to how well a production will be, then we're about to knock this out of the park, because we got some good looking people in our cast. But what is important to note is that every individual that you see in this cast, they are either breast cancer survivors, they are the caregivers that care for them, and or they are co-survivors. And here's a lovely picture of our playwright, Miss Beverly LaRue, and we will have some awesome spoken word done by none other than Tim Miller. So, like I stated, very fantastic news. The Live Today Foundation and the Envision Life Foundation have joined forces to put on this magnificent play. And this is, again, like I stated, a play that you've never really experienced it like this. This is a story that has not been quite told like this, certainly not by individuals who have lived through the challenges of a breast cancer diagnosis. We've been through divorce. We've been through raising children on our alone. There are individuals in this play that will share their story living with metastatic disease. It is a powerful story, and let me tell you, nothing quite grabs your heartstrings like hearing the story and hearing the emotion behind the story of individuals who have lived it. And it's something to be said every single time we go through rehearsal. I am reminded of just how powerful our individual stories are, and how powerful the story is when it is enlarged by all of our individual stories coming together to bring forth something that gives light, that brings awareness in a way that hasn't been quite done like this. So I am absolutely excited to share that our inaugural production of The New Me I Didn't Want to Be will take place on October 6th, 2019. Doors will open at 3 p.m. Performance will start promptly at 4 p.m. There will be vendors on site, and you can find out more information at the new me I didn't want to be.eventbrite.com. So, with that being said, I also want to get to a highlight of our show. Now, highlight of our show is when we spotlight one of the recipients of a free set of compression garments. You know, when I stated before, the mission of the Live Today Foundation is to provide inspiration, joy, and free compression garments to under-resourced cancer survivors living with lymphedema. And it does my heart. I mean, I'm just bursting with gratitude to my sponsors that allow the Live Today Foundation to do what it does, and I'm always humbled by the kind words of the recipients when they receive these garments and how their lives have changed. And so, with that, I want to share with you our very own Lisa Prashker. Look at this gorgeous woman. Isn't she stunning? You see the highlights of pinkish purple in front of her hair. So clearly, sassy woman. I mean, leather jacket and all. So, you know, when you get struck with something like breast cancer and you have to deal with this treatment and then you get slammed with lymphedema, it can really knock you off your rocker. But let me tell you a little bit about Lori. Lori was only 34 years old when she was diagnosed. And she happened to be diagnosed at a routine OBGYN appointment. Her treatment consisted of chemotherapy and radiation, which she actually completed through clinical trials because at the time she did not have insurance to cover her treatment. And so her treatment was received by her participating in a clinical trial. Now, when we asked Lori how long she had been dealing with lymphedema and swelling, she's let us know that she had been dealing with this swelling on and off for the last 7 years. And she's used primarily 3 forms of treatment. She's used compression garments, she's used massage therapy, and she's used polarity therapy for her treatment. Now, let me be clear that polarity therapy is not a treatment specific for lymphedema, but it is an alternative therapy that involves balancing the flow of energy in the body to improve and to maintain health. And so that has been one of the avenues for Lori, but we are so very grateful that when it comes to providing the compression garments, the mainstay of treatment for lymphedema, that the Live Today Foundation is providing Lori Prashker with a free set of compression garments to help her along this lymphedema journey. And prayerfully, that with our being able to provide her with these garments, she will maintain that sassiness that I got to show it to you again, guys. The sassiness that you see in this woman's face, the sassiness that you see in the way she dresses herself. That is part of what I'm talking about, getting down to the basics of what the Live Today Foundation does. We want to make sure that we maintain and are here to provide the spiritual, the emotional, the physical, and the financial support that individuals need to live their best lives now, and to live it to the fullest, and to live it with all of the fervor and zest that they had once lived but prior to their diagnosis, prior to the struggle of living with going through this whole disease process and treatment and trying to find what your new normal is. And to be able to be a part of someone's journey is indeed humbling. It is a great honor and it is a privilege. So thank you, Lori, for allowing the Live Today to be a part of blessing you in this way with the free set of garments. We again are thankful for our partners and our sponsors for being able to allow us to do so. And with that, so that I don't forget, I want to make sure that you guys go out to our website at thelivetoday.org, at www.live-today.org. There you can see all of our sponsors and partners that make what we do possible. They allow us to live out our mission, pun intended. And for those of you, again, if you know individuals who are living with lymphedema, they are under-resourced, they are underserved, they are uninsured. They have just simply faced financial difficulties that they were not expecting. Life happened. Life, in addition to cancer and lymphedema, happened. And they just need some support. Please send us an email at info@live-today.org, because we want to be here for them and give them all of the additional resources that they could potentially use to help them live their best lives. Now, I mentioned during the last show, hi Nene, Nene, oh my goodness, Nene is watching. It's probably because her mother is a member of our cast for the new me I didn't want to be. I'm assuming that that's why Nene is watching, but that's okay, girl. That's okay. I got you now. So it's a way of pulling everybody together. Yes, Nene is watching. That would be Yvette's daughter is on. Yes, I know. Nene. Now, I mentioned during the last show that we were going to have a little bit of a shift in what we were presenting in the content of the show. And really we're not shifting the focus completely off of lymphedema. We can't. That is the premise and that is the mission of the Live Today Foundation. But what I do want to go through is pointing out and driving home all of the things that an individual living with lymphedema and the caregivers that are helping them through their journey, having an outlet to express how difficult this journey is. How do I get past my whole diagnosis of breast cancer? How do I move past trying to find what this and deal with this new normal? How do I move past with every single time I feel something new in my body that's slightly different, that my mind immediately goes to the worst? My mind immediately goes to, is this connected in some kind of way to my cancer diagnosis, as opposed to, I'm just getting old. But when you have had that diagnosis before, I'm sorry, every back pain, every headache, every decrease in your vision, if your hearing is not quite the same, everything takes you back to that diagnosis. Things take you back to, what if there's a complication? Is this something new that I'm dealing with that is a result of my treatment? Or is it possibly a reoccurrence? And those individuals that are on this journey with us, our caregivers and our co-survivors, they have feelings too. And sometimes they don't know what to say, or how to respond to all of the things in life that is happening to us. And so the Live Today Foundation, if you recall, one of our goals is to reflect upon and highlight the psychosocial impact of lymphedema on a survivor's life. We cannot look over it. And those of us that are living with it, the more you try to look over it, the more you try to just barrel through life and push past it and not address it, you're not doing yourself any service, and you're actually doing yourself and your family a huge disservice by not addressing the psychosocial impact of lymphedema, all of the changes that it has caused in your life. I haven't come across any real good reasons or good things that lymphedema has brought me. If I had to think on it, I think the immediate response would be that it has brought me into the lives of the audience that watch me here on CAN TV Channel 21, and it is the audience that I am engaged with on social media as a result of Live Today and the impact that I've been able to make personally as a survivor and as a person living with lymphedema. And now, when I talk to you about the shift of how to live with and without lymphedema, as we grow to understand that a caregiver you may know may or may not be living with somebody that's living with lymphedema, but nonetheless, they are dealing with and living with what may feel to them to be a significant tragedy, a tragedy that they need to transcend or overcome. We want to remind you that live today means to love yourself and others, to inspire those around you, to voice your dreams and ambitions, and to enjoy life. And that's what we want to do. And so how do you move on from tragedy? And by tragedy, I mean cancer, I mean lymphedema, I mean any life-threatening illness, loss of a loved one, loss of a career, a permanent physical abnormality. Well, for starters, you have to acknowledge that you are not fine. You're not okay. You got to acknowledge that to yourself and to others. Now, I know you may take pause to telling others, but although you may be saying words that they may or may not want to hear, they need to appreciate that the words are coming from a good place. And although your loved ones may hate that they can't do more, you cannot allow yourself to be silenced or to be sequestered trying to spare their feelings. And so therein lies that joint relationship between a survivor, the co-survivor, and the caregiver. You have to be open and honest with each other. Covering it up won't make it go away. Not addressing it won't make it go away. But you have to allow each other the opportunity to have honest communications, because if not, you will continue to stay stuck. You will not live your best life now. You won't, because there's a healing that has to take place, and that healing can only come when you address and admit that you're not fine. The alcoholic gets help with Alcoholic Anonymous because he or she admits that they are an alcoholic. The gambler gets help because they admit that they need help. Couples going through counseling get the help that they need in counseling because they admit that they need help. So you need to voice all of your concerns, and both of you have to allow a safe haven where you can speak freely and not be judged, not be chastised, and not be reprimanded for your feelings and or for your words. Now, with that in mind, I want to remind you again that for those of you that want to support the Live Today Foundation, please go out to www.live-today.org. And for those of you who know individuals who are in need of compression garments, please have them email us at info@live-today.org. In addition, you want to follow us on social media, please follow us at livetoday.org. That is livetoday.org. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And last but not least, remember this exciting new news. The inspirational stage play, The New Me I Didn't Want to Be, sponsored by Karen Roberts, nurse practitioner and founder of the Envision Life Foundation, Cherie Prentice, MD, founder of the Live Today Foundation, and creator and your host of the Live Today talk show. This is going to take place on Sunday, October 6, 2019, in the auditorium of the Timothy Community Corporation, located at 4351 South Drexel Boulevard in Chicago. Now, tickets are available at Eventbrite, https://the new me I didn't want to be .eventbrite.com. That is the new me I didn't want to be .eventbrite.com. Doors will open at 3 p.m. We will have vendors on site, and the performance will take place promptly at 4 p.m. For more information, you can reach Karen Roberts at 708-320-9009. And guys, take a look at these shirts. I'm gonna have my motto. Oh, see, my motto is able to motto. Flip the hair back. Oh. She's able to motto, and she doesn't have to stand up. See these beautiful T-shirts? Live today and envision life tomorrow. Now that is the message that we'll be putting across when we deliver this inspirational stage play. And like I stated, ladies that are dealing with personal summers, we haven't forgotten about you. We have tank tops. And men, oh, we haven't forgotten about you. Look at that for the men. And now these t-shirts will be available. We will let you know how they're available. You will know once you go to the Eventbrite link. And again, this has been Dr. Cherie Prentice. I am so grateful for you for tuning into the Live Today show. Remember, I want you to live today and envision life tomorrow. Remember, take care of yourselves. Take charge of your life. And I will see you next month. God bless.
Bye.